Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Runo. So today I'll be showing you how to make a split sleeve. Now this sleeve can come in two ways, in whichever ways you want it. Now mine will be having a wristband with a tieable rope. Now you can decide not to tie the rope. You can decide to use the wristband alone, or you can insert an elastic to make it stretchy, right? So depending on what you want. So I'll be showing you two type. The one with a tieable wristband, and the one that you can just so you insert the elastic. So I'll be explaining how to insert the elastic, but I won't be illustrating it, right? So please do well to subscribe if you are new to this channel, or if you haven't done so today, and please remember to press the notification bell, leave a comment, share our videos, and invite friends to join you to enjoy the videos, right? So for this sleeve, you can draft your sleeve pattern, and you can as well do it directly on your fabric. Now if you don't know how to draft your sleeve, I have a tutorial. You can just check the description. I posted a link of my YouTube channels, so just do it to click it. You will see the tutorials of the video, right? So I left a 1 inch space seam allowance, and I slashed that part open, right? And that is just it about the sleeve. Okay, after which you now sew the sleeve. But before sewing the sleeve, I marked from the tip of the sleeve 2 inches, 2 inches. So I sew the 2 inches down first before hemming the center front, like before hemming the side. Now I did a French seam. So if what you can see here is I sew on the right part before turning to conceal the edges inside, right? So it's French seam finish. I don't want to overlock the edge of this. So for the band, this is a 4 inches width band, and then the length is depends on how much you want, how long you want it, and the amount of fabric you have. So what I did, I folded it into two, and then I folded in the seam allowance. That's the part I'll be sewing. I ironed it out so it will be easy for me to sew. And then go ahead to measure your wristband. Okay, your wrist measurement. Then you can now insert. I notched the center part of the band, and then on that center part I marked half of my wristband. That's 3.5 on both sides. That's from the midpoint of the band, okay, on both sides, giving me a total of 7 inches. So I'll be pleating my sleeve on the wristband, right? So you can see I just notched it. And for my sleeve, I need to make sure that I didn't cut my exact. I used the same measurement I used on my cap height. That was the same measurement I used for the hem of the sleeve, so so that I can have access to pleats, right? So you don't need to shape in the hem of your sleeve to, because you'll be pleating it. Okay, it's not a fitted sleeve, it's the band that will make it fitted. So what I'm doing now is just to notch, is just to match it up. So I took the one side of my sleeve, that's the center part, one side of the center part of my sleeve, on the half of the part I notched. And remember I matched the center back to the center part of my wristband, so I'll be able to pleat from one end to the other. You can just follow the tutorial carefully to get it. It's not that complicated, right? So after pleating it, you can pleat, you can gather, depending on which one is convenient for you. So what I did, I pleated it, and now I'll be sewing it on the wrong side. So what I did, I pleated it on the right side, on the wrong side, sorry. And then now I want to hem the edges, just to make it very neat, to conceal the rough part. So I'll hem it, I'll sew it close to the point where I'm going to overlap it, like where I'm going to close. I didn't sew it towards the sleeve. It's not even possible to sew towards the sleeve, right? So I just stopped at a point, and then I flipped it inside out. So and then I did same to the other side, and then I'm now um um top stitching, like I'm top stitching it now on the right side of the sleeve. So everything, the rough edges will now be concealed inside. So I'm top stitching it from that end to the other end. So that's just it about the sleeve basically, right? So now I'll be tying it. So if you don't want to use a rope and then you want to insert an elastic, you can just do the same thing, but then you won't have an extended rope. You just do exactly the you can just use measure your sleeve and insert your elastic right on it. So that is it. So now because I tacked this part, now tacking of the sleeve, it's optional, it's not compulsory. So because I want to tack this one, so I have another sleeve of this a similar type, so that one I didn't tack it. So that's why I decided to tack this one, right? So I measured from my shoulder tip here to the length of the sleeve, and then I got the midpoint. From that midpoint, and I came up 1.5 up, 1.5 down, giving me a total of 3 inches. So I'll be tacking 3 inches long. So what I'll be tacking, I'm not tacking exactly, so from the midpoint 1 inch up, 1.5 inch up, 1.5 inch down. So that's what I'll be tacking, and then I'll carefully tack it. You should tack it in a way that it doesn't overlap. So it's not supposed to overlap. So it is not what you can do with machine, except you don't mind seeing the tack outside. So you tack it carefully, and then it's not going to show that you tacked it, it will just stick together, right? So that is just it about the sleeve, right? So you can see the part I sewed there, like when I was folding it. If you don't want to fold, you can use your hem gum to iron it down. So be careful to remember to iron very well, iron neatly. So because ironing gives you a very neat job, when you iron, it's going to give you a neat job. So you just look at what I'm doing and then you tack it. That's all. Yes, that's all. So friends, it's not difficult, it's quite simple. So like I said, the tacking is optional. If you don't want it, if you don't want to tack it, you can just leave it the way it is, right? It's also beautiful. So depending on what you want. Remember, for the hem, you can decide not to use the a rope, a wristband. You can decide to insert an elastic, or you just create a normal band and then sew your sleeve round. But if you are sewing your sleeve round, just make sure, just like the way I sew from the top of my sleeve 3 inches to a point, you're going to sew 2 inches or 3 inches also from the down point if you're not using a wristband, right? Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. God bless you.